Welcome to The Big Story, hosted by Victor. The Big Story brings you interviews with inspiring people who are killing it in various spheres of life. Get ready to learn a lot while laughing and having a good time in a relaxed environment.
Hi, Timon.
Hey, bro.
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Super chilling. Nothing else to do. Just locked down here.
Yeah. I heard France is now on total lockdown.
Yeah, it's crazy. And for you to go out, you need to feel like this attestation
Yeah.
before you can even step out. But I think you're allowed to go out for like an hour for
Yeah.
exercise every day.
Yeah.
For me, good, man. Like even without the lockdown, I really don't go out much. I think the best part was when I was in Amsterdam, right? Where I
Yeah.
have like, lots of people around me, but here in France, it's quite different. Trying
Yeah.
to build up a new network and stuff. But
Yeah.
we just have to respect the government's orders and stuff and just stay back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's like the new normal.
It is.
I think it's gonna take a while before everything gets back to normal and everyone is together again and hugging. Times you take some things for granted. For example, I'm someone that likes to shake people, that likes to hug people, high five,
Yeah.
then high five. But now it's like, I don't know when last I actually gave someone a good hug.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, no more personal stuff.
Yeah.
Personal relationship, except maybe for someone you're dating.
Yeah. But
Yeah, family members.
family members, relationships and stuff like that. But yeah, the little things Corona helps you to see them in the bigger picture and like I really appreciate them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you made mention of the new normal and going back to like the old days. Well, I strongly doubt if things would return to how we used to do them before. I think this
Mm-hmm.
new normal is here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I strongly believe. And if you can see, this is evident in, even in our professional life, across careers, industries,
Mm-hmm.
people are finding ways to adapt to this new system.
Yeah.
So I believe for those who might be expecting things to go back, they might be waiting for a very long time because
Yeah.
right now, bro, like it's here to stay, man. You just need to level up or step out of the game.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example, some companies before Corona, some companies believe that the only way you can work is to be physically at the office. They don't believe now
that's so true.
they don't believe you can work from home and now. But Corona came and you have an option. If you want to bring your employees to the office, that's against the government's laws and everything. So you just have to
Mm-hmm.
adapt,
Mm-hmm.
to home office and everything. So
Yeah.
that's the new normal right now. And, even in France, the only people that are allowed to go out are people that you really need your job demands like physical presence. If you're a
Yeah.
doctor, everything physical presence. But even doctors, I was telling you yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I had like an appointment with my dentist, and she was telling me to hold my phone, like, put your phone in front of me, like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. Come on. I mean, what can the dentist see through your phone? It's
Bro, ask me, man. Like it's crazy. Like Corona really changed the game. But I think now, telemedicine is going to be a thing. Even before Corona, it's people already tried it, with VR and everything,
yeah.
virtual reality technology and all those things. But
Mm-hmm.
now that it's really, important, to really keep that distance, I think telemedicine is going to be a thing, but definitely not on WhatsApp call. I think there should be a better way to do that, fam. But yeah, we just need to start with what we have, right?
Yeah. Actually, I actually think it might come to a time where we get like some pills that we ingest, and of course, the pills go through all our body, and then it can tell us what's going on with our body. We can get
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on the phone and just to keep just like a normal check.
yeah, for real, for real.
There's gonna be like a marriage between medicine and technology, very
Of course, it's
and
happening.
it's sped up just by this virus.
It's happening already. It's really,
Yeah.
really happening already. So we
Yeah.
just need to, like I said, it's something that organizations and individuals just need to level up. and see how they can make themselves relevant,
Yeah.
especially as the world is changing, and the only way to remain relevant is to change,
Yeah.
in adequate proportion.
Keep on evolving. I mean, it's so crazy because now we're talking about this, but we actually had this same talk in church on
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
We talked
yeah.
about it. We
We talked
did.
about it, like the mindset for growth in a time like this. And in this specific period that we are right now, our mind
Yeah,
needs to keep on growing. We need to keep on thinking in different patterns and in different, different ways.
exactly. Exactly.
If not, we're going to be left behind.
Of
That's
course.
the truth. Having a growth mindset and not
Hmm.
fixed mindsets. That's what we
Yeah.
need to. That's
And
what we.
that's what makes the difference, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Great man, great man. Good to have you here. It's
My
been
pleasure, bro. My pleasure.
whenever I talk with you, I always learn something, and I was like, you're definitely going to be someone I talk to when this whole project starts. And
Yeah.
I thank God that you're here. So thank.
Hmm. And I think you're already doing a fantastic job with this project already.
Mm,
Because it might look small already, but I mean, it might look small right now, but I mean, it's something that's it's really gonna go. I mean, really big. I mean, most of the big ideas, they start small. So this idea of
yeah,
interacting and exchanging insights,
yeah.
it's fantastic. It's really great, and I see it
Thanks.
like it blossoming into something, into like a full-fledged identity. You
Thanks,
know,
bro. Thanks a lot, bro. That's really nice to hear. I mean,
yeah, man.
sometimes you do some things, but you also need positive confirmation,
Of course, of
The,
course.
the most important confirmation you need is yourself, but sometimes
Hmm.
hearing positive things from people also ginger
Hmm.
you a bit to keep on going and not to lose faith.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So I know you. I've known you for I think 5 years now,
Yeah, man.
and you're a social media strategist,
Yep.
consultant. But yeah, what does that actually mean? What do you do? Tell me. Yeah, give me a
Okay.
brief explanation about yourself.
All right. Well, like you already know, I'm a social media strategist,
Yeah.
and what that entails is that I sort of provide social media services
Mm-hmm.
to individuals and organizations who need strategic visibility
Mm.
online. So, like we know, the game is changing right now. When you talk
Yeah.
about, visibility for individuals and brand, everybody wants to be on social media right now.
Yeah.
But what we realize is that, I mean, some people do not really have a plan. They don't have a strategy behind it.
Hmm.
Especially for business leaders today. I mean, business leaders are expected, to be more visible.
Yeah.
Organizations, brand as well, are expected to be more visible. So the thing is, for those people who really, want to do this, but they don't have the time or they don't have the strategy to do that. I mean, that's where people like us will come in. So we have like an overview of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Then we can go back and look at it and say, okay, what are the kind of procedures you need? What do you need to do? How do you need to do it? When do you
Yeah.
need to do it? So
Yeah.
we come back with a plan. We help. The way I see it is that we give we try to help these individuals and of course brands alike to make sure that they target to the right kind of audience. Or we call them stakeholders to have like
Mm-hmm.
a connection between you as an individual and then the people you're trying to reach out. And for
Yeah.
those people who go through it in a strategic way, they get the right results. For people who just believe coming on social media is just to talk, yeah, they cannot have, they may not be able to have the right kind of results they want to have. So, in my capacity, I provide guidance.
Yeah.
I provide the strategy and also provide the execution as
Mm.
well. And I would say I've been privileged to work with some top leading brands and also business leaders
Mm-hmm.
across Europe to manage their strategic presence, to make sure that they connect with the right kind of people they want to connect on social media and
Yeah.
also have the right kind of results that they desire.
Mm. Yeah.
Yep.
Like nowadays, even if you have a killer idea, you need the branding, you need the advertisements, and you need
Of course.
because basically now everything is online. If
Exactly.
a very good idea and it's in the village somewhere, no one is going to see it, and it's going to
At all.
But actually, if you have like an idea that's not so good, but it's advertised amazingly, and it's gonna go far, man.
And I think that's what makes the difference actually between those that have a strategy behind their social media presence and those that don't have a strategy. The business leaders that you see that are making that are more visible, or people that are not more known. In fact, there's a saying, I think there was a study by LinkedIn some time ago that's found that the top performing and most visible business leaders today are social leaders. So what does that mean? It means that the business leaders that are well recognized, the business leaders that have high respect and recognition in the industry and are even more successful, like we believe they are more successful, are people that are social leaders. And social leaders does not mean just coming out to talk. Social leaders mean carrying the stakeholders along with you. Gone are the days where businesses operate in privacy. You cannot operate in privacy anymore. Whatever you do is online. So and what's like I always tell people, everyone has a brand. So you can either decide decide to do something with your brand, or allow people to control the narrative around you. So for business leaders that are, or for brands that are docile or not active, they leave it to people to control your brand narrative for you. And that is not a key to success. The key to success is to take charge of your brand narrative yourself, and make sure that whatever communication that comes to you or comes around you are the kind of things that you want. And if you're visible as well, you're proactive enough to react to stuff. And you already know this age of social media, a single message can ruin a brand forever. If it's not properly managed, and for people who don't even have a presence or don't know how to go about it, when there's a little scandal, if you don't have the right kind of strategy or right kind of people behind you to manage these kind of things, that can wreck a company. But when you know what to do, you have the right kind of team, you have the right kind of experts, in your group, they are well knowledgeable to approach all those kind of messages and make sure that whatever narrative around you, especially in this digital space, is within your control and brings the right kind of recognition or visibility that you want. So that's a big difference, and we always in fact, before, I would say we used to go out to tell people about this, like, you need the right kind of visibility, you need to be on social media, you need to have strategy. But now people are realizing the fact that, oh my God, my competitors are doing it. You know? Like, oh, who's doing it for you? Oh, and then so is this person or is this brand? And now individuals themselves are the ones coming to you like, okay, I see the work you do. I need to be visible. I need the right kind of strategy. Can you help me? So the job sells you. I mean, the necessity in the industry right now, like we were talking about it before, like the game is changing. Everything is about, the digital space. So you need that right kind of visibility. If you
need branding, you need a good logo, you need something that allows you to stand out.
Everything, everything. And the thing is that for us, the way we see it, it goes beyond. I think that's the difference between how we see social media and how maybe the regular people see social media. We see social media as an avenue to create value. Okay, we don't see social media as an avenue to become an influencer. What are you influencing? So that's why I always have a problem with people who call themselves influencers. In my mind, what are you really influencing? Of course, no disrespect to people who are influencers, but I think that is where you have some of the negative, I would say, attribution to social media. Because the kind of things you see on social media today, discourages you from even, going further. So we see social media as an avenue to create value. This is what we tell those business leaders and the brand as well. So it's not just being visible. It's not just talking. I just did this. I made this person. Value. How do you create value?
How do you create value?
Creating value, then you have the right kind of people around you, and then we try to change the narrative that, the game of social media is not like an influencer game or follower or popularity. If you're popular, be popular for something. What value are you? If you're a comedian, that's creating value. Doing right now with ekabo, that's creating value. But then some people that just do absolutely nothing. They are popular. There's nobody, you can't really hold them to a particular thing. Like, what are you known for? What value are you adding to the
Yeah.
society? And you have some people, right? You have some people who, have this wealth of knowledge, so much wealth of knowledge, but they're not there. Those are the
Yeah.
kind of people we look out for. like, man, your business is doing fantastic. You are a very knowledgeable person. You have wealth of knowledge. Why don't you pour out this knowledge to the world and let
Yeah.
people learn from you? So
Yeah.
that's how we see it. And when people approach social media this way, I think we would have a better social media community where you can come in and learn something. Of course, you keep yourself entertained, no doubt, but there should always be something that adds to you.
Yeah.
Without that way, I think we'll be having a very awesome social space, I would say.
Yeah. It's all about creating value, man. It's
Of
really
course, man. Of
value.
course.
I mean, nowadays we need to find out what exactly is my what exactly is my yeah, how can I create value to the people around me? How can I let my light shine so bright that it affects the common man at my work, the common man
Exactly.
the common person at the church, great value. And of course, with social media now, you can actually affect the life of someone all across the world just by what
That's right.
put out, what you advertise, things like that. Yeah, man.
I think that's one of the strength. That's one of the strength of social media, because it has a wider reach. With a single post, you can connect to thousands or millions of people. Just a single post connect to thousands and millions of people. So, and that's why, some days ago, some weeks ago, I was teaching a class at the University of Burgundy, and then this topic came up, like, how powerful is social media? Is social media powerful when compared with the other forms of media? Because if you remember, at some point it was all about birds flying with papers, and then radio came in, television came in, newspapers came in, and now we're in an era of with the era of the digital media.
Yeah.
More powerful than the other forms of communication, because of speed, because of simplicity of use, because just with your phone, you can connect to millions of people, right? And this was not possible before. This was not really possible before. So it's a great platform, and that's why it's a great platform that can be used and misused.
Yeah. But that's everything with life, right?
That's it.
Everything with life, it has its positive and it also has its negatives.
For real. That's for people like us, we advocate for more positive use of social media. Of course, you cannot really control what people say, but for the people around us, we try to advocate for more effective use. Use it as an avenue to create value. As against propagating fake news or things that are irrelevant or stuff like that. You cannot tell people what to post, of course, but for those of us in the game that see it as a tool that can really be a vehicle to drive positive change in the world, we try to advocate for more of using it as a tool for value creation. And I believe everybody has something to say. You just maybe you're not in the right frame of mind to say it right now, but there's one that doesn't have a value to create. Everyone has a value to create.
Yeah, man. So that's basically, social media is here to stay, and we have to find out how we can add value to, through social media.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great, man. What's your background? I mean, did you have to study something? Of course, a lot of people are into social media right now, but how can you actually use it positively? Did you have to study something for that? What was your background?
Well, I mean, growing up, that's a very good one, because growing up, I was actually meant to study law.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I told you that, but I was actually meant to study. Well, before that, parents wanted me to study medicine and all, right? And then I realized that, bro, man, I can't stand blood, man. Like, I can't even stand killing a chicken.
you know, in the previous interview with
I listened to that one.
with Dr. Mayoko, I asked her this same question. Blood and do people who can't who are doctors what's up with that? And she said, anyways, go and watch that interview.
For real. I listened to that. So from the beginning, back then, we had like a frame. I mean, we have like this mindset of successful careers. If you're not a doctor, you should be a lawyer. If you're not a lawyer, you should be an engineer. So everybody, doctor, engineer, So I mean, in my case, it was like that, right?
Yeah.
Because doctor was the first choice, and then I realized that, whoa, I can't stand blood. I can't even stand when they're killing a chicken. If they're killing a chicken, I hold my neck. It's for real. Like, and when the blood comes out, I have this like, sensation in my body, even till date, I just realized that, man, forget it, man. This is not your calling. Just forget this one, okay? So what's the next one? The next one should have been engineer. But bro, like, I'm not so good with numbers, man. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, I put all those numbers to me, I'm totally lost, right?
Yeah.
So I realized that I'm very good with letters, If I'm not good with blood, I'm not good with numbers, at least I'm good with letters. So the only way you can fit when it comes to letters then, I mean, even, after then was to study law, right? So I was to study law, and then I got admission to Timons University as a pioneer student. We're the first set of students at Timons University. And there was no law. And they're like, okay, law is not here now, but we can give you mass communication. Okay, mass communication, similar. Law, and mass communication, the same path. So the idea was, okay, I could do 1 year in mass communication and then maybe go to Igbinedion, the following year to study, law, because I really wanted to study law. But 1 year into communications, studying mass communication in, Timons University in Nigeria, I realized that, this is cool, because this
is dope.
Like, it connects with my style. I didn't have to struggle, to fit in. This is something that works with me. So I'm like, okay, why not? There's no point going back to law. I've already started this, so let's just continue with this. And that's how it's evolved. Graduated from Timons University with mass communication, but I still had this passion to do more in the game, like in the field of communications and everything.
I like how you call it the game.
Of course, it's the game.
I wanted to ask you.
It sounds gangster when I say that, we're like in the game and stuff like that. But
I think you've said the game like 5 times now.
I'm for real?
Like, the game, the game.
For real, man. Maybe because it's my rap stuff, in my head. Right? This is the game and stuff, right?
But
that's it. So it's just a natural connection, But at some point, it didn't just jump into that. After graduating from Timons University, of course, youth service and everything, I worked with UNICEF in a role that was not totally related. I did consultancy, educational consultancy, but I never really felt that satisfaction in what I was doing. I was getting the money, but I never felt that satisfaction. I knew that this is not my calling, I'm getting paid for it, but I just didn't feel that satisfaction. So that inspired me to go for like a second master, a first master's at the University of Ibadan, where I studied information science. I think that was between 2012 to 2014. So when I was studying that course, I got this inspiration that, the field of communication is changing, right? Especially when I did that program, information science. The field of information and communication is changing. We were coming from somewhere, but we are going somewhere. But I realized that people that study communications are still locked in the old form, in the old system. I said, okay, no, I need to really sit down and carve a path for myself, a path of relevance. Since I've decided to stay in this field of communications, what is the path of relevance to remain in this field of communication? Because as we know very well that, some of the jobs that we used to do back then are no longer there right now. And some of the jobs that we do today would not be there in the future. So I had this consciousness like, what can you do? And I realized that, okay, now in the field of communication, the trending stuff is digital media, digital media, social media, and everything. So I said, okay, you know what? This is the time to sit down and really build the skills. I mean, I've been at the game informal. I mean, the social media game informal. But like, yeah, I mean, there could be a career out of this. Even before I started thinking about a career in social media, I'd already seen the future that this is something that could work.
Yeah.
That's when I moved to France. And even before I moved to France, I've been doing it informal for people.
Yeah.
Back in Nigeria, I worked with politicians, some individuals who needed to manage their brand. I did it for them. But coming to France, I said, okay, when I came to France, I came to study, that was my second master's in international strategic communication. And that was the focus, the focus was to really continue in this stuff,
Yeah.
And from that, it worked so well that after while other people were looking for internship and marketing role in TV and all the stuff, I was looking for internship in the social media company because I saw that game. I saw that vacancy.
You could already see what was needed. You could already see.
I saw it, and I realized that, and I was lucky enough to have, to have been accepted as an intern in the current company I'm working with right now, Connected Circles. So I came in as an intern, but even before coming in as an intern, I already had like wealth of experience in the game, in the social media game, right? I already had a wealth of experience. So coming in, really, made me realize that I can build a career out of this, So I think that's how the journey started, to where I am right now. So I would see it as I would say it was a natural blend. It wasn't something that I had to struggle. It was just something that just came, naturally to me. So I just had to decide that, okay, if it's something I need to do, if this is something I want to build a career out of it, then the best thing is go study for it, go get the necessary skills, and with that, with the necessary skills and also with the passion that you have, and then you connect with the right kind of opportunities, boom. I think that's like the winning formula.
They say that if your job is your passion, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's it. Exactly,
that's just it.
It depends. Because sometimes, I totally agree with that because like I always tell people, I must have mentioned it to you before. I think one of the best ways, to really enjoy what you're doing is, to really have a successful, career or profession or something, is to enjoy what you're doing. But because the truth is, at some point, things will get very difficult, no matter how much you like your job. That's the reality. Things will definitely get difficult. So the only thing that will keep you going when things get difficult, it's not the salary you're getting from it. It's actually that passion. It's just a passion. Because so many times, I've had I'm not sure I should be saying this, but it's the reality. You have clients that really do not get you. You have clients that stress you. Sometimes you just feel like, you know what, I'm done with this thing. And then the next you see that you're behind the computer, trying to prepare stuff for them again. So like you said, if something is your passion, you would never see it as a job. You just see it, so that's the way it works for me right now. For me, I just see it as a lifestyle. So it just just flowing with it. And also, while it is a lifestyle, I'm also looking at the future. I'm also looking at how things would evolve, because like I said before, right, there are some jobs that were there before that are not there right now. And
that's true.
That we have right now that will not be there in the future. So maybe the job of a social media manager will not be there in the future.
So you've got to
will not be there.
So you've always got to keep your eye on the ground and see what is needed in the future, and you have to keep on. Of course, working, trying to be better at your job, but also looking at what's next. Always look at what's next. What's next for my career? What's next for the future? What's next in my life in general?
Yeah, that's it. That's the pathway. I think that's the right mindset.
That's nice. Yeah. So basically, there was it wasn't like a seamless connection. It wasn't like a seamless path. You started in Nigeria, but you slowly, as time went on, you began to kind of like mold yourself into the role you are right now.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't a seamless path. And that's why, when I have these conversations with like young professionals, of course, I'm also a young professional, but when I have this conversation with students and people, and they tell me, I'm like, oh, what do you want to do in future? And they say, I don't know. I say, that's fine. It's totally fine not to know what you want to do, at a particular age. Because I think in life, there's an age of discovery, and that age of discovery is when you should try several things.
Yeah.
In my case, I tried, non-governmental organization, humanitarian organization. I tried consultancy, educational consultancy, travel consultancy. I tried insurance, what else did I do? Yeah, there was one other job I can't remember. So I tried several things, right? Before I finally found this path, like, yep, that's it. So it wasn't like I just jumped into it. I tried several things. I did this and did that until I found the perfect connection. Like, yo, this is it. So for those people who say, I don't know what I want to do in life, I say, fine, just discover, try different jobs, try different careers. If this is not working, dump it, go to the next one. So as you keep discovering yourself, you know the things you like and you know the things you don't like. So at some point you move from that path of not knowing what you want to do to carving yourself into the right path. Like, yep, this is the place I want to go. You just go into that path, and I think that makes a huge difference in life as well, because sometimes you see people who they've spent several years, but they are not known for a particular thing. They are not known for a particular career. And of course, no disrespect to those people. I mean, people are different, because when you keep jumping and jumping and jumping without having a clear path, you try different jobs. Today you're doing accountancy, tomorrow you're doing media, tomorrow you're doing this. At some point you're just everywhere.
Yeah.
For something. I think the best thing is to, the early age for younger people, the best thing right now is to have, use this time to discover, but discover it quick enough to bring yourself part on that path that you want to do. It could be a business. It might not necessarily be working for a person. It might be like a business, but get it right and get it right on time. So for the rest of your life, you know that you're focusing, you're going on a particular path. So if people drag you to this side, say, nope, this is where I'm going to. If they drag you to this path, then nope, this is where I'm going to.
Yeah.
So like for me right now, I think I'm already stuck. I'm already stuck in this game of digital media or communications, right? So you're not going to find me tomorrow jumping into medicine or jumping into this,
No ways, no.
Like, yeah, this is my path. So the only thing I need to do right now is to make sure that I keep finding more opportunities along this path, more opportunities that are related to this path. But of course, if I want to do private businesses and everything, that's by the side. But as a profession and as a career, I'm already focused on this path.
Okay. That's amazing, man. I feel like, of course, we have the overall society, and of course, we need to diversify in different aspects of our lives. We need to diversify in different jobs and in different stuff. But you might get, or it's possible to get lost in the sauce, like you say.
Yeah.
It's possible to get distracted. And once you're busy in this area, is best to stick to it. But of course, you could diversify in that area.
Yeah.
Not living like a whole path
and just
saying, okay, time to I'm going to Kano, but now let me just start going to that's
But if you're young, you can do that. If you're young, you have that flexibility. You have that flexibility to test the waters. I think that's the way they say, to test the waters. When you're young, you have that flexibility to test the waters.
Yeah.
But at a particular age, you won't have that freedom, because if you're 30 or you're 35 and you're going to struggle for the same job that someone who is 20 is struggling for, at that point it's already too late, right?
But actually, some people started late, so
that's true.
And like that's something that, like, for example, the talk we had in church on Sunday, it was like, yo, even if you're an old person, even if you're 40, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Just find what you're good at and strive, like, because there's nothing wrong with going back to school at
No, not at all.
having kids and all of that. But of course, it's not going to be easy, but it's possible.
It's possible, you know.
Yeah.
The thing is, at that point, the mindset will be different, right? So if at 30 or if at 35 or 40 or, you know, much older age, you find yourself changing path, then the mindset for changing path wouldn't be the same mindset as a younger person, right?
Yeah.
Because as a younger person, there are opportunities that are available to you at that particular age. You know, that's when you get much older, you're not going to have those kind of opportunities. But does that mean you cannot tap into that kind of, go into that scope? You can, but you just go with a different mindset. So
and also flexibility, yeah.
Flexibility as well.
Because like if you have like if there's like a new opportunity somewhere in Tokyo now, then a single guy without kids and without like links would just take it up, and of course a brand new experience in his field in Tokyo, which is on LinkedIn now, that's like gold basically.
Of course.
But if you're married, you're settled, and you get that kind of opportunity, you're not as quick to take it, and you're not as enthusiastic.
You're not. But even at that, you're with that. I mean, like I said previously, even when events of life tries to put you in an unfavorable situation, you know, there are still ways, you know, to make yourself tap out, you know, to tap into those kind of opportunities, you know. For example, like, I mean, for someone who may not, you know, be able to, because of responsibilities and everything, you know, you may not be able to physically move somewhere, you know, it's possible to provide your services as a freelance now. You know, so you may not be able to get the regular contract, but that doesn't mean you cannot stay in that line of profession. You just need to find a different way to provide your service. You know, if you're not a fixed worker or a contract worker, you could be a freelancer, and there are freelancers today that make lots of money. You know,
and that's where working from home comes into play.
I'm telling you, and that's the new normal.
I was just thinking about it, and if I wanted to work at home since March, till today, I could have basically just gone to Nigeria, stayed there, got a good internet, and I'm doing the same job I'm doing right now in easy.
Straight up, you know. And one thing I'm happy with this, you know, new normal is the fact that the world has been reduced to a digital village. You know, that's something I'm very excited with right now. So, you know, before we see so many things as impossible. We see working from home as impossible. We see having meetings with a partner in the other part of the world as, you know, impossible via, you know, in the virtual space. You know, people have to travel, book hotels, book flights just to go and shake hands and sit in the conference room and transact business deal. But now we realize that you don't even need to do that. You know, put on your suit and just come on Zoom and have a conversation with your business partner, and you're good. So
like we're doing right now.
You know? So this new normal has reduced the world into a digital village, a small digital village, you know. So for those people that you know, for those people that are seeing, I mean, that have opportunities, especially if the opportunities can be sold in the digital space or relevant in the digital space, fantastic. Those guys are doing fantastic well. I mean, doing very good right now, I would say.
Okay. Wow, that is very true, and we have to tap into the gifts. Of course, it's a gift and a curse, like we can say, the positive and the negatives, but we have to find out.
That's right.
Find how to navigate in this, this world that we are in right now, because we're actually in a contemporary society. We have to navigate the pathway to success in that society. Yeah. And I think you've touched on that, basically not sticking to one thing, but being flexible and being able to evolve. It's actually much, much needed. So I know there are a lot of people who are trying to follow the path that you just talked about. I think it's one that's not so advertised, it's not so known. But I think it's becoming more and more popular nowadays. I even saw a study the other day on TU Eindhoven.
Oh yeah.
About something like this, social media advertising and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's becoming more popular because the world is seeing the need for branding, the need for putting your stuff out there, because you can have a killer idea, but if it's not well, I mean, we can say whatever we want about Donald Trump, but the guy is a good brander, man. The guy is a good. I mean, he's
very well.
Yeah.
And funny enough,
yeah.
That was one of my examples in my last class. The last class I took, because I had to give like examples of people that use social media and how they use it.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was one of the examples, of how he uses it. Although, I mean, that shows also the power of it, and he might not be using it in a good way, because most times is actually fake news or things that are not real, which is not a good example. But yeah, I just had to bring that in to stir up a conversation in the class.
I think in one man you can see the positives and the negatives of social.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
One.
I'm telling you. But
yeah. So for people who would like to follow your paths, who would like to, be the next Timon Tete, do you have any advice for them? Do you have any tips that they could do, or I think it's more of a mindset, having that mindset of a creator. But you have more to say on that.
I think I mean, for people who want to go in this path, of providing, strategic social media services, like you said, the first thing is to have a creative mind. And creativity, the good thing, well, I don't know if it's good or bad, but creativity cannot be taught in school. Nobody will teach you creativity. Creativity is something that, comes out of you. And creativity comes with exposure as well. The more you expose yourself to things, the more you read, the more you see things, your mindset becomes, enlarged, and start seeing things in a different picture. So I would say that's like a most vital part of it, creativity. Because with creativity, once you have the creative mindset, that's when you can just think of, okay, how do I write something, or how do I do a video, or how do I design a picture, or what kind of messages should I use for this person or that kind of person. So it's number one. I would say that's number one thing. And then the other part is to, be really flexible with most digital tools that we have right now. There are so many digital tools that would aid your stuff, when it comes to video editing or audio, recording, or when it comes to photo editing, or writing, creative writing and everything. So these are things, you need to have inborn. If you don't have them inborn, you can learn some of them. There are several classes, free classes you can also take, online. And what else? I think the other thing that you might need is to also have, that's how would I say it right now? The ability to multitask, right? Okay. If you're not good at multitasking, then it might not be a very good profession for you, because think about it, you're working, you have a client who is, let's say, in the technology sector, and you have to do something for him, and right on that spot, someone in the fashion line is calling you, to request for something. So you have to think tech, you have to think fashion, and at the same time, you have to do something for sustainability, So you have to do different things, and that brings me to the other part of being versatile, reading wide. In this game, you cannot be stuck on just one path. You need to, even things that are not even interested. I mean, you're not interested in. It could be military, it could be so many things, because you don't know when, you don't know where your next client is going to come from. So the more you read, the more you're exposed to different things. At some point, I was, I still do that. I was managing clients in electronics, consumer electronics, and then people in digital transformation. And right now I'm having clients in the transport sector, see the link, So with this, with this, I need to also read more about the sectors, So who knows, maybe tomorrow I'm going to be having like people in the military,
Military education, maybe,
Yeah. So it's a game that is quite interesting. I mean, if you have the passion for it, like I said before, I think that's where people miss. I mean, I think that's where people miss this stuff of career success, because sometimes people think having passion is enough, to be successful in any career. I see it as just the beginning, having passion is just the beginning of being successful in any career path. The first thing is, yes, you have the passion. Then the second thing is to make sure that you have the right kind of skills to bring your passion to life. There are some people that are passionate, but they don't have the skill. You're passionate, I want to do it. But when they give it to you, you cannot do it,
Yeah.
There's some people that have the skill, but they're not passionate about it,
Yeah.
They do it because it's a job to get money at the end of the day to pay their bills and everything. But to be successful in any path, and not just as a social media person right now, as a social media strategist, to be successful in any career path, I would say the first thing, have that passion for the job. The second thing is to build the necessary skills that you need, to be successful in that path, Then the next thing is to identify opportunities. There are people that are so good, but they don't know how to identify opportunities out there.
And yeah.
They don't know, So you need to know how to identify and connect with opportunities,
And I think that's where networking comes in, right?
That's where networking comes in. You need to put yourself out there. These days there are so many people that are qualified for the same job you're fighting for. You don't think you're special, because you think you're special. There are so many people that are qualified for that same job you're looking for. So the only thing that makes a difference.
I'm special, man. I'm special, man. Yo.
But yeah, you get the point, right? I mean,
you pointed at me. Don't think you're special. I'm special. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, man.
But you get the point. Yeah. So the thing is, in as much as you have the skill. I mean, you have the passion, you have the skills. You need to connect with these opportunities. You need to be able to identify these opportunities and connect with them. That means you need to put yourself out there. You need to make use of every channel. It could be personal network, people it could be digital network. And today, you cannot really overemphasize the importance of having a digital presence or a digital network.
That's true.
Most of the opportunities I'm having today are due to my digital networks, my connections on LinkedIn. These are where I'm getting all these things from. So, and it will not work if I just sat there like, okay, I have the skills, I have the passion, but God, please help me find this thing. No, it's not going to work.
You can't be in the professional environment of today and not have a LinkedIn.
You can't. Thank you. In fact, that's where I was even going to next.
Some people are like, I don't have a LinkedIn. I have a good job. I've been working in this place for 10 years and I'm going to retire there. Okay, fine. But still get a LinkedIn because you need to be.
That's it. Because the thing is, like you rightly said right now, for anyone who really wants to grow professionally, you cannot do that without having a LinkedIn page right now. Before, LinkedIn was a place where you just come in and look for a job right now, but LinkedIn is a place where you build your personal brand today. So when you see that way, especially if whether you have a job right now, I mean, if you have a job right now, you don't know what's going to happen next, so you need to build that, that personal brand, and it provides a great platform to build that personal brand. So once you think you're passionate about something, you have the skills, then you have the right kind of presence on LinkedIn, you connect with the right kind of people on LinkedIn, you build that digital relationship, you share insight with people. And if there's any opportunity that they think, oh, this person talks about this thing. And that's the other part about, I mentioned earlier about sharing value, When you're consistent with sharing value, being visible for something and people know you for that particular thing, if there's any opportunity that is tied to what you do, people would easily point the finger at you that, oh, I have this person in my network that's always talking about things. Maybe you can reach out to him,
Exactly.
That's the new way right now. So these are the pathways. I'll say these are the pathways for career success today. So it goes beyond just having the passion. It goes to having the right kind of skills. It goes to identifying opportunities. It also goes to putting yourself out there, especially building your personal brand on LinkedIn, which is people think is difficult, but it's not as difficult as it sounds. It's as simple as maybe just going through your profile and just the way you edit your CV, you know, editing your profile, put the right kind of words, match, you know, your career, your experiences and your education, and put everything in the right kind of place, and also identify people that you think you need in your network, and not just keeping them there, but also engaging with them. Because like I said, it's a digital world that we live right now. You may not be able to have like 1,000 physical friends, but you can have 1,000 digital friends, you know, who you connect with, who you exchange insight, and if there's any opportunity coming out in that sector, boom. You know,
and the way all these social media platforms work now is that you're basically like a walking billboard. So if you post something and a friend likes it, every friend of that person also sees it posted, and if
exactly,
it's like literally a chain. Like there was like, because with my website now, I post some things on the website, and I know, okay, I shared it here. And when I check the analytics, I see someone in Pakistan viewed. Like, how
did you get to Pakistan?
A chain, like a chain that people keep on sharing and sharing and liking and it ends up in Pakistan, basically.
Of course. And that's it. And that's the power. That's the power of digital media today. You know, it's a great tool for young professionals. It's a great tool for young professionals to find opportunities, especially for students that are just coming out of school that need a job. It's also a great tool for professionals that are already, good, that are already stable, to also connect with other, peers, to connect with other leaders, like you, and like exchange insights, and it's also, for older or much senior professional, it's also an opportunity for you to share value. So no matter the side of the circle, or no matter the path of the ladder that you're on, there is always something that you can do. If you're not connecting to opportunities, if you're not finding jobs, you can use it to share value, and everybody, sometimes we think sometimes we think that we have nothing to say, or nobody's going to listen to it. There is someone out there that just wants to, hear those words from you, or just be inspired by what you say. So no matter where you belong, it's something that you should tap into. If it's not, if it might not be for your immediate good right now, but later on in life, you'd really appreciate the fact that, oh, I started this journey today, and look at where I am right now. So, like I said, going back to the question that you asked me about, like the pathway for career success and everything, I see it as a strategy, and I don't know. I should also say this right now, because and we must have discussed this personally. But the thing is, today people also, before you choose a program or a degree to study, you must find out you must know that this thing would be relevant in the future that is coming. Because you don't want to study a program that by the time you're leaving, the four walls of the university, there's nothing for you to do again. So it's important to also do a research, not just having the passion, not just having the skills, not just having the opportunity for yourself or connecting with stuff. It's also very important to know that what I am going to do tomorrow would be relevant in that future of tomorrow, So do the research and say, okay, this is where the industry is going to. Because now in the game right now, we're looking at, okay, what's the next level? Maybe it's AR or VR or something like that, So people are already tapping into those opportunities. So you're not going to come out today and say you want to study. Okay, I don't want to pick any stuff, so I don't offend people.
Man, I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it. Some people, they're looking for a job, and then you ask them, and they're like, yeah, I have a bachelor's, I have a master's.
Yeah.
And then you ask them, what do you study? And they tell you, yeah, I studied Yoruba or something. I'm like, fam.
Yeah, like for real, man, for real. Google can do that right now, So like that's exactly what we're talking about. So if you want to, for young professionals, make sure you study something that would be relevant in the future, and not just that. I think, like you said during the stuff on Sunday, it's also important to build to develop like soft skills, you know. There are soft skills that you need today, because success is not just your college degree. College degree would not guarantee you success in this life. I mean, in this future that we are. I mean, in this present, not even the future. In the present that we live today, college degrees would not guarantee you success. What would guarantee you success in a career are the skills or the things that you are bringing in. You can have a PhD, you can have a master's, you can have whatever, but if you cannot solve practical solutions, bro or sister, nothing for you. While you get your college degrees, make sure that you are building experiences. I mean, you are gathering experiences, you are developing skills that would solve practical solutions in the world of today and in the future of tomorrow. Don't go and study or do research. And there are some people that they do research, they in the university or master's, like, oh, I'm doing a thesis. And what is your thesis? The impact of something on this. Like, really? What problem are you solving?
Exactly.
What problem are you solving? So I see it as a joke. Honestly, I see it as a joke. So that's why most times when people like that leave, and if you leave and you don't even have like some skills to even solve some solutions in the world, they get so frustrated. Oh, I don't have anything to do. I don't think you don't have anything to do. I think the thing is, maybe you've not been able to, find something, and everyone has it. Honestly, everybody has it. Everybody has something inside of you that can solve a problem in the world today. But you've not been able to think deep, to reflect and see that, okay, you know what? Everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, but I can do this thing, and it might be something you didn't even study for. Honestly.
Something like it's literally tying back to what we spoke about on Sunday.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
It's also like I wrote an article on my website, ekabo.org.
Yeah.
It was about the power of creative thinking.
Of course.
It's basically solving solutions. You have problems, and if you can solve that problem, bring a solution to it.
Yeah.
That's it from your
that's it.
Setup.
That's it, bro.
That's it.
For real. And I think this is the mindset. In fact, this is the number one mindset that we need to start telling our peers or our younger ones or something. That should be the mindset. The mindset should be solve a problem. I mentioned about those young guys, in Nigeria that started a fintech, fintech startup, and now they sold it for $200 million. If it was 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been a solution. This wouldn't have been something that would have been relevant, because then we have this traditional banking industry who felt like they were demigods and everybody must come to them. But these days, the banking sector is changing. Everybody's going mobile. Everybody's looking for, simple and digital financial solutions. And then these young people saw the gap. Like, okay, we have skills in computer science. We have skills in coding. We have skills in this. How can we solve a problem? So you can have the coding skills and everything, but what problem have you identified? And then they discover that, oh, there's a solution, there's this vacancy of a digital, financial service, and boom, they tapped into it. 5 years later, they're selling their company for $200 million. And there are so many examples like that. So many examples like that. So when I even saw that, in all honesty, I was inspired myself. Because sometimes talk is cheap. We can pretend to be motivational speakers and inspire people and come with all the fancy words. But at some point, you need to look deep inside yourself and say, whoa, what am I even doing with my life? Like, what can I do? And that's a problem. That's a question I keep asking myself right now. Like, I am doing something right now, but what can I do to remain relevant in this future that is coming? Because my brother, there is no space to sit on the bicycle or to sleep on the bicycle. If I'm not pedaling, or is it pedaling, right? If you're not pedaling the bicycle, bro, they will push you aside. And nobody wants to be pushed aside right now. So
it's like it is literally a jungle.
It is, bro. It is.
You have to be aggressive in the professional world nowadays. You have to know what you want, go for it, fight, and literally, I don't want to say push other people out of the way, man, but you have to really be aggressive with it,
Yeah.
Find your goal and lock in and go for it.
For real. You said something about pushing people along the way. I think the thing is, the world is big enough for everybody to succeed. The world is big enough because sometimes you might think, oh, this person is already doing something, so I don't have to do it. Yeah,
No.
maybe you don't have to do it in that place. Go somewhere else and do it.
That's true.
Look at fintech now. Fintech applications, maybe in this part of the world, it's already saturated. Because okay, for example, I have Bonk. I use Bonk. On my phone. That's my digital bank. I have friends that use N26, and there's so many other fintech apps. But in the part of the world where we come from, this
That's
fintech
not there.
they're not there. So why struggle to create a fintech solution in the market that is already saturated when you can go back, to some other market and create that same solution?
Exactly.
I think that's it. So no matter what you want to do, no matter what you think, if you think someone is already doing it, there is a better way to do it, or there is a better place to do it. So not discourage you. The fact that you think, oh, it's already too tight, fine, just move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Where it has not been saturated, because I mean, that's going back to this, and that's why I had this discussion with my friend Pade about Africa being the new marketplace, for digital innovations, and that's why you see all these young startups, all this digital stuff, springing up right now, not just in fintech, bro, not just
every single day, man, every
single sector, even in agric, a friend that is doing very well with agri.
I saw it on your LinkedIn.
On my LinkedIn, it's doing very well with agri-tech,
Yeah.
So it just shows you that there are several opportunities out there, especially with technology, especially technology. And going back to what I said, no matter the solution you want to provide today, if your solution cannot be provided in a digital way, it's already not sustainable. Whatever you're doing today must be sustainable. And the way to make it sustainable is to make sure that whatever you're doing can be provided in a digital manner, because lockdowns will come and go. If lockdown will spoil your business, then your business is not sustainable.
Man, there are some businesses that have thrived in Corona, man.
Bro.
Some businesses that have gotten bigger and bigger in Corona.
I'm telling you, fam.
For example, I was checking the stock markets.
Yeah.
And I saw like Zoom just basically shot up.
My brother, I still regret
the platform we're using right now.
I still regret
just skyrocketed. I was like, yo.
And the funny thing, was it sometime as at March or so, Zoom was at about 200 or so, either 200 or 230, At that point, I felt that's the peak. That Zoom can never be bigger than that, because it came from a very low position and boom to 230. I'm like, no. But bro, Zoom is like 430 right now, man.
Can you see?
Like 430. And even right now, the funny thing is that right now, I'm also thinking that's the peak. But maybe like a year from now, Zoom is going to be like 700 or 800. And I'll come back and regret like, man, I should have.
Nah.
So you're right.
I've made too many mistakes like that. So I've made
no, I don't care. If I see an opportunity for growth, I just go into it. That's it. If I find something that I think is gonna grow, put some bucks in it, and that's it. And then just wait and see how it is. And it's just like I said from the beginning. This new normal, I think this new normal is here to stay. So businesses, individuals, you just need to adjust. The world will not adjust to you. You will be the one to adjust to the world. The world is never going to adjust to you. You have to adjust to the world. Your company must adjust to the world. Your solutions must adjust to the world. The way you do business must adjust to the world. The world will not adjust to you.
Never.
So e-commerce is a thing. People that were not into e-commerce before, now they realize that, oh, we need to go into e-commerce. People that were not into remote work before, now they realize that, oh, I need to go into remote work. So it's the game, it's the new normal, and that's the way to remain relevant today and also in the future that is coming.
Yeah, man, that's really, really good, man. Really, I think you literally just wrapped it up perfectly. We'll soon be rounding up, but before we round up, I have a last question.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have Corona right now, and we are privileged to still have our jobs and still be able to work from home, and that's the positives. But There's some jobs that there's some people who have lost their jobs. Like I know a couple of friends who are bartenders or who are in the airline industry, and they're basically jobless right now. Do you have any advice for people like that? What skills they could take up? And I guess we'll wrap it up there.
Okay, it's quite unfortunate, I must say, and I would say I mean I'll count myself as one of the lucky or privileged people whose job is not tied to a physical presence, so you're not tied to physical location, or well, you can do your job digitally. But like you said, for those people who may have been affected by the lockdown, what I'll tell them is to use this period as a time for self-discovery, right? Use this period to see how you can fit into this new normal, because apparently maybe things you were doing before could not fit into this new normal, but I bet you there is something that you have that can fit into this new normal. So rather than lament or be sober over this thing, use it as a point and use this as a time to identify areas for growth. Like you said from the beginning, have a growth mindset. There could be something that you can do. There could be like a new job that you can do that will not be tied down to location, or there could be like what's it called? There could be like a solution. So, for example, for those people that are in the airline, let's use the airline as an example. If you're already working in the airline sector, maybe as a hostess or something, naturally you already have this customer relationship skills. Naturally, it comes to you. And there are other sectors that you can apply this customer relationship skills to. It might not be in the plane, but it could be in the call center, So there are other ways. So use this time to revamp yourself, put up your CV, beef up your CV, and then apply. If you want to go back to the corporate sector, look for companies, that are different, and companies that will be different from where you're coming from, that will still need your skills right now. There are sectors that will need your skills, and then keep applying to those sectors. And while, like you said initially, while some other people are counting that, oh, we don't have jobs, some people out there are looking for more people to employ, The gaming sector right now, they need more people, because now people are home, the likes of Netflix and the likes of people that provide digital services, they need more customer relationship managers right now as we speak, So opportunities are out there. Doors might be closing somewhere, but doors are also opening out there. So look for the other place that doors are open and try to fit in. On the other hand, if you say you don't want to go into the job market anymore and you want to create a solution, fantastic. But whatever solution that you provide, like I said in the beginning, it must be digital, it must be relevant in digital space. And there is something, it could be a soft skill, it could be a hard skill, but don't think your relevance in life is tied to a job. No, your relevance in life is not tied to a job. Your relevance in life is tied to the value that you create. Sometimes the value that you create may not be tied to a job. It might be baking, it might be cooking, it might be something else, but just use this time to look deep, have a self-assessment of what can I do? What can I do and what do I want to do? And then use this time to build yourself, and put yourself out there. I think with that mindset, that's a better way to fit in or to go on with this with the kind of things that we're seeing right now.
Man, that was very well said, man. I've learned so much from having this talk with you. In fact, I know you personally, so we're always talking on the phone about things like this. And
for real, man, for real.
I'm so glad to have you as a friend, someone that
pleasure, bro.
Advised me, and I could always spar with,
For real, same here, bro. Same here, bro. I think it's mutual, because I mean, talking with you as well, I learned a lot, and I get inspired a lot as well, So it's I don't just see it as coming from me. I think it's also it's a mutual stuff as well.
Symbiotic, man. Symbiotic.
Yeah, symbiotic as well. So
all love, man. All love.
For real, brother.
I know you're pretty active on social media.
Yeah.
Not pretty, actually, very active. So, do you want to drop your socials so people get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't have any excuse, right? Because if I claim to be a social media strategist, then I need to be
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. On LinkedIn, which is more for my professional side, on LinkedIn, you can find me with Timon Tete. Timon like Lion King, Timon,
Yeah,
and Tete is Tete. You can
yeah.
find me and connect with me on LinkedIn. And for every other social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, it's T3 official. T and then number three and official, one
Official.
word, T3 official. You can
Great.
find me on social media on those platforms, and I'll be very happy to connect with you and follow you back.
Okay, that's great, man. Amazing. Well, it's been a lovely talk on
It
a
is, bro.
not so nice weather in Amsterdam. How's the weather in
Yeah.
France?
Well, Leo, it's already cloudy right now, so
Yeah,
it is what
yeah,
it is, right?
yeah. It is
We
what it
just need to
is.
live with that, so it's all
Well,
good.
anyway, yeah. Well, anyways, I hope to have you back in sometime in the future to have
Yeah,
conversations like this.
of course, man, of course. And as soon as lockdown is over, we can start moving again. So for
Yeah,
now, I really don't want to get that fine, bro. I think I can do so much more with the money. So I'd rather stay at home rather than risk getting the fine, man.
yeah.
Nah, I don't want to be in the books of these people, man. Nah, I
No.
want to be super, super respectful to the law. So that's
Once,
gonna stay here.
once they have you, man, you're in chains.
I'm
For
telling you, bro. I'm telling you,
once they have you,
I'd rather not throw my money on fines. I have so many
yeah,
other things to do with it. So
yeah,
it is, man.
yeah. All right, man. Nice talking with you.
It's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure, man. Stay
All right,
safe,
man.
brother.
See you later.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to send a message or view more content, check our description box below for all our socials and websites. Till we meet again. Bye.